God motherfucking damn, this isn't stacked. Who let this happen? I don't have time for all this. I watched at least 6 episodes for each anime, kinda should be enough. There's gonna be 15 shows that I'm talking about this time, so ready your pants, I mean snacks, cause actually this might be a shorter one, or not. So we're starting off with The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Goodness fucking overload.
For the longest time, I've been on a journey to find a romance anime where the relationship wasn't established instantly, nor one that was dragged to hell and back. Finally!
I found it. It's this one. A classic love story between a thought to be delinquent and a sweet roll. Wait, I can enjoy this. Where's all the cucking writing? Actual development, realistic interactions between characters. However, friends are not that nice to each other. What? They should. Oh, misunderstandings are cleared up fast. I can't believe that's such a plus factor. Additionally, each one of the supporting characters is their own individual and well written. W, 9.5. Soundtrack, good enough, 7. Animation, above average but not exceptional. Shot direction makes it look better than it is, 8. Stills, fucking beautiful. Characters look unique in their own way without exaggerated traits. Clothing looks clean, proper shading. Camera angles are a bit better than average, and the color palette is just a tiny bit washed out for a more mature look, 8.5. Uniqueness, 7. The total score is 8.08 and I give it a 9. I hate saying it's good because it is not really that hard to do, you know, writing wise. Genuinely, making a romance that isn't shit is not that hard to do. Quick explanation, as per the usual. Writing refers to story, pacing, direction, and anything that can fit under that general umbrella. Soundtrack is self-explanatory. Animation is movement and motion. Stills are the quality of individual frames. And uniqueness is how much a show stands out. Of course, the scoring changes according to the genre, because I'm not gonna give a romance anime a 5 for animation just because action shows do it better. The formula for the total score is the following. It's not just an average of the scores I give, because I find stills and uniqueness to be less important. I once again changed the video style, so if you've watched any of my previous reviews, tell me which one you prefer. Like and subscribe if you like the videos, and let's continue. Lord of Mysteries. An amazing series with an amazing adaptation. However, I believe most people who have read the novels would agree that if they gave a bit of the animation quality to the betterment of the pacing, it would have been a lot better. I don't think I even need to say anything, everything is a 10 aside of writing. That is its biggest problem. The novel is very dense narratively and in the exposition. That is one of its greatest charms. The anime or manga ignored all that and presented it in a movie format. Skipping parts of the story, not showing some information that was actually relevant, and there are spoilers to things that will not be addressed for a while. To be fair, the last one is okay cause only the readers will pick up on it. My biggest issue with it is that it holds a constant intensity. The novel has ups and downs, longer build up for its big scenes, it gives you information slowly to let you figure it out for yourself, even though it sometimes jumps to conclusions. The anime is structured in such a way that each episode has a big scene. In order to achieve that, it does what I said before, skipping and modifying what I liked about the story. I also talked about this in my previous video, check that if you want. Because of this, I'm having a hard time rating this objectively. I'm thinking an 8.5 is fair considering I believe you can also feel how fast paced it is. So rating is 8.5, I'm giving it a 7 personally. Soundtrack 10, animation 10, stills 11, and uniqueness 11. Is what I like to say, but we gotta keep it constricted to 10. Total score is 9.6, and personally I'm giving it a 9.5. DanDaDan Season 2. The weird one's back again, and now there's a man in his underwear with a purple vertical eye and some long ass fucking earrings. He looks like a freak and reminds me of Gojo. Anyway, this picks up exactly from where I left off last season. I don't believe the gap was warranted, it should have been one season, but whatever. More supernatural, strange, freaky stuff I guess. Let's go and get into the rating. Writing. I'll give it this. Writing wise, this is not under any circumstance as shit as the average shonen. Interesting settings, freaky characters, and comedy that is not bad. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Soundtrack. Bonus points for knowing when to shut up, a few minus points for shutting up too much. Complements the scenes properly, it hides itself to let the visuals take the lead. 8.5. Animation. It will not leave you wanting more from it. Lord of the Mysteries broke my meter this season, but this is still amazing. 9. Stills. Characters have more detail than you would expect, especially in action scenes. Backgrounds are also very well done. 9. Uniqueness. It is a shonen, but it tries to do its own thing. 8. The total score is 8.77. It's an interesting series with an interesting way of going about everything. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's joking, but it's managed in a good way and doesn't make me feel like he needs to choose a side. 8 from me. Rent a Girlfriend, Season 4. Pat continues lies, Kazuya is a bitch that can't get things done, Chizuru's a bitch that can't be honest with herself, Mami's a hoe bitch, and Ruka's a bitch that can't understand what I love another girl means. Keep it cool though. Yes. Writing. You are watching a video about rating anime and are in the section about Rent a Peak. You already know everything is a 10 out of no, it is shit. But you gotta cut it some slack. It's not as shit as people make it out to be. I urge you to watch 3 other romances and dissect the plot. You are gonna find pretty similar aspects, although execution is different. What I believe people dislike is the renting a girlfriend part, which isn't really relevant anymore. There is a problem with avoiding the problem, and when there is actually a sign of progression, someone comes in and then it's just, yeah, never mind. People hate Kazuya, he's overly anxious and horny. Horniness isn't something people vibe with, but anxiousness and overthinking is very common IRL. Yeah, but this is exaggerated. Bitch, you enjoyed Gachiakuta wrong. Shut your— What I hate the most is hearing bystanders saying, "Oh, that girl is so hot," all the time. And Kazuya is overthinking. 4.5. That's over 150 words, by the way. Soundtrack. Misused frequently, and some tracks sound like actual shit. 4. Animation. For a romance, is it better than average? 5. Stills are pretty good, at least. I like the character design. That's it. 7.5. Uniqueness. Uniqueness in the sense that it's shit or referring to what's happening. 6. Total is 4.95. Me give 5. By the way, I read the manga and I don't hate it. Now what's this? I don't remember what this was. Is this from this season? Huh? Oh, it's My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling is continuing with a perfect sequel to the already perfect season 1. I missed Gojo and Marin and their interactions, they're so cute. This season isn't focused on progressing their relationship and more so on character development, primarily on Gojo. Don't worry, they are still tending to their relationship, albeit indirectly. Enough talking, let's get to rating. Writing. Love the dynamics between characters, decent development. I love how real everybody seems to be, at least when you talk about how people act in anime. The plot itself I also find to be going in the right direction. 9. Soundtrack. Very, very quiet. It doesn't disturb you and does a good enough job at guiding your mood. 7. Animation. For a romance anime, I'd be hard pressed to give it anything less than a 10. Genuinely. From the little character details to full body movements, just cinema. Cloverworks is going ham on this shit. Stills. Also amazing. I'll give it a 9.5 just to make some space. Character detail, amazing. Backgrounds, amazing. Shadows, amazing. Shading, not perfect all the time, but still great. The thing that stood out to me the most was the patterns for costumes. As you might know, usually patterns are done by using a texture on a separate layer in the shape of the object that you want to apply the pattern to. Most anime do a shoddy job because they do just that. You have different layers for each object or costume using the pattern. And not just that, they also move the patterns according to the movement of the characters. So fucking good. You know what? 10. Uniqueness. I guess it's good. 8. Total score is 8.73. I love it and I'm giving it a 9.5. It should have been me, not him. It's not fair. Curse you! Bind! I hereby vow you will rue the day you air the next season of Mushoku Tensei. And it looks worse than this. This is Ruri Rocks, a show about rock and stone. Ruri here becomes interested in crystals and meets Nagi. Need I say more? Must watch. The two become the main characters of the show, with more to follow. Nagi is the teacher here, and Ruri is you, the dumbass who doesn't know anything about stones. Writing. This is a slightly episodic, educational show. I don't know how to rate this. The show gets going very fast, we don't have much background on the characters, things seem a bit too convenient, but the flow of events is fine. 7.5. Soundtrack. The soundtrack is nice, it accompanies the visuals amazingly, and makes you feel happy. 8. Animation. Bind is giving their all again. I haven't seen them flex yet, but it's looking great. 9. Stills. I had to stop myself from licking the screen multiple times for some reason. 9.5. Uniqueness. Find me another mineralogy anime. I'll wait. 10. Total score is 8.48. I liked it, but I didn't care for it a lot. 7 for me. All of the Night Season 2. Holy shit, the opening's a fucking banger. Turn that shit up. Please, creepiness, don't strike me, the song is fire, I just wanna share it, please, please. Call of the Night came back and improved upon its characters with some background. I'd like to say there's some development in the Nazuna-Ko relationship, but there isn't really. Yet. Keep in mind I'm only talking about what is covered in the first 6 episodes. The vampire killing detective also seems to be making moves. Perhaps we'll have to part with some characters. Writing. Same old but with some better. I love the emphasis on characters, their backgrounds, and the plot direction. 9. Soundtrack. Utilized well. Read the title. It's Call of the Night. Is the night loud? No. Is the night calm? Yes. Do I think it was outstanding? No. By the way, this doesn't include openings and endings. 7. Animation. Delivers more than it needs for a show of its kind, at times. 8. Stills. Just peak. Character design is not very quirky and I like that. There's a lot of detail for everything, zoom-ins are where it shines. There is a slight change in art style, mostly to do with outlines, and I fucking love it. But to be fair, the backgrounds are not the best. Characters don't blend in very well. 8.5. Uniqueness. 9. No need to explain that. Total score is 8.15, and personally I think it's a 10. The atmosphere is just the best and the characters are fun. Gachiakuta. If you've come here expecting me to praise this trash-filled show, you've come to the wrong place. My disdain for shonen far surpasses any care I have for your opinion, but I'll still be objective, maybe. Long story short, boy high up on Sphere, they hate him, he is thrown off, and awakens the powers of the people that live among the trash of the Sphereans. Blah blah blah, shonen, friends, group, villains, unique powers among special powers, emotions or feelings, vague family matters, established goal. What have we not ticked off? Powers of the enemy. Not yet, we don't know. Would have been fine and dandy if the execution was different. I know another this season has similar issues but expresses them better. Writing. You know what? Shonens have been getting better lately, which makes this totally average. The setting is interesting, I'll give it that. The pacing isn't bad, and the characters are quirky. Yeah. 7. Soundtrack. Has its moments, is impactful, tracks are okay, used fine, hard to mess up. 8. Animation. Even if you hate CG monsters, you can admit that this is good. It's even better than DanDaDan, on average at least. The choreography may be a bit worse. 9.5. Stills. Very pleasantly surprised. This is insane. There's so much fucking detail, it looks messy, and that's kind of the theme with the show. 9. Uniqueness. 6. Total score is 8.03. Personally, I think it's a good anime, but I don't want to watch another shonen, so I think I will be dropping 6. And bam! Bro, this season is fucking stacked, like, look at all these scores. Have I just picked the best anime to watch? How can it? Ignore that. Kaiju No. 8 Season 2. This is the other shonen I mentioned. It also ticks a lot of shonen boxes, but it goes about that differently. Anyway, our Mr. Kaiju human Kafka is moved to the first division, where he's supposed to become useful as a kaiju. He was useful before, but now he's officially a kaiju guy. There's now a new group of people who have to worry about dying, and more on the matter of kaiju weapons. We're getting closer to figuring out the horrors of kaiju related stuff, and I'm getting closer to shoving a crowbar in my head with each shonen I watch. Writing. To be honest, I'm enjoying the military aspect, however I wish they'd go more in depth about everything. It got a lot of action, and it's got fast pacing that is handled right. The characters now, I really dislike them. None of them are interesting, they are things I've seen before, they lack depth, and just having a flashback doesn't make them better. The new strongest character, again, now handles the comic relief. I like the direction of the story and the show in general, but will it stick the landing remains to be seen. 7. Soundtrack. It's noticeable in fight scenes in a good way, but it doesn't hit right sometimes. It's fine and sounds different from the rest. 7.5. Animation. It took a step back from last season, not to say it's bad, but impact it had is gone now. 7. Stills. Looking at combat areas, characters don't mix with the background. Character design is and shading is only good for kaijus. 5.5. Uniqueness. 7 I guess. The total score is 6.98. It's not as good of a show as the other, but I enjoy it. 7. If it doesn't impress me by the end of the season, I might drop it. New Panty Stocking with GARTERBELT. Panty Stocking is back after 15 years, now in full HD, hornier than ever and more filled with brain rot than ever. I swear to god this is Gumball if it was horny, and made in Japan, or just made in Japan, I don't know. It is full of references, plays on words, some of which don't translate well into English, and some of which are there in English and not in Japanese. I'm so glad they continued with the ghost explosions and kept most of the original Japanese cast. Writing. Kind of irrelevant. If you're a fan of satire media, the writing is gonna be fine to you. Then maybe. They're doing 3 parts per episode, which I believe works better than the 2 parts we had last season. Each story bit, although more constrained by time, seems more thought out and delivered better. Soundtrack. Fucking sick. They pay homage to the bangers from last season with remixes and the originals. I think. For real now. Even if you're not interested in the show, do yourself a favor and treat yourself to Call an Angel, Fly Away, Chocolat, I don't know how you pronounce that, the new Angels and Demons, and the peak of all peaks, Techno Dildo. Then, animation, a heavily stylized art style and Trigger. Do they mix? Not even a question. Trigger's western approach to animation combined with the cartoonish aspect works perfectly and feels the same as the original Panty Stocking. No fucking debate, it is a 10. Stills, how do I fucking rate this? This is insane. This does not look like the average anime. Does it look bad to you in any way? You're not allowed to complain about the art style, by the way. I don't think it can be improved. The only issue I have is that sometimes the outlines are a bit too thin. Not a problem though. Oh, and also this is the same anime. I swear to god, each time they use this art style, they're trying to make me bust like, bro, damn! Then, uniqueness. What else but a 10? The total is irrelevant. 10. This is way too subjective to give an actual score, but I guess 10 out of fucking 10. Back it up, boys. The horny on main satire brain rot anime got a max score. What has the world come to? 10. By the way, Panty Stocking has a fucking podcast, so if you want to learn more about the show, you can find it on Spotify. It's in Japanese though. It might be on other platforms too, but I haven't checked. Shield Hero Season 4. Oh boy, I had hopes, I really did. They played me. It's worthless believing they will recover. I still want to read the novels, but now that I'm this far in, I gotta continue with the anime. Apparently Raphaelia wasn't kidnapped. What was taken away though was each character's personality, depth and dialogue. My dear raccoon was transformed into a Naofumi-sama machine and there's nothing I can do. Writing. As I said, the characters are shit. Those 2 white tigers were forced down my throat, and I hope they get ignored and destroyed shortly. There are a few contradictions in the story, there's a chronic lack of tension overall, and lack of consideration on Naofumi's part. I get that's how he is, but some monologues would have helped greatly. 5.5. Soundtrack. Kevin is doing it. The soundtrack itself is not bad. There are some amazing tracks in there. What about usage? Also good. It's fair to say it's well utilized sometimes. However, sometimes the animation is so shit, it sounds bad when combined. Okay, that track had no reason to be there. That could have worked a lot better during the meeting in the previous episode, and it should be illegal to use Okami here. Have some respect, come on. So besides a few transgressions, it's okay. 7. Animation. The only thing I can commend it for here is maintaining detail. There were 2 moments where the animation was really good, but just that. 6.5. Stills take the crown for the thing I like the most. God, why is Sadina so hard? And why is she so irrelevant? Where was I? Stills good. Characters look flat though, and out of place sometimes. I believe I saw some cheeky 3D backgrounds if I'm not mistaken. They were probably rendered in 3D and made into an image because we don't really get dynamic shots. 7.5. Uniqueness. 7. For what it's worth, it's a bit unique. Total score is 6.52. Total score is 6.52. I don't enjoy seeing something I really like being dragged through the mud for so long. I pray this doesn't happen to other series I like. I'm giving this a 5.5 for the disappointment. Sakamoto Days Part 2. Those criminals you ordered in the last season came in and honestly were kinda shit. You got anything better? I suppose that's good. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is technically a shonen, but it sure doesn't feel like one. Its comedy is actually a bit funny. Writing. These fucking sarcastic shows don't allow me to give a proper rating here, damn it. Characters. Good. I like the main group's dynamic and the mystery and distinctive traits of the other. I don't understand exactly why they're fighting, but it's cool so I don't care. I really like the direction here, for everything. 8. Soundtrack. Loud, impactful, expressive, sick tracks, used right. That's a good soundtrack right there. 9. Animation. Amazing, especially the fact that it maintains all detail of the characters. 8.5. Stills. Nice stylized aspect, the backgrounds are definitely made with it in mind. Lots of detail, possibly the best shading I've seen. 9.5. Uniqueness. 9. Total score is 8.65. I'm not very invested, but I'd be lying if I said I don't like it. 7.5. Dealing with the Mikadono sisters is a breeze. Now this is the one I've been waiting for. It may not be the best romance, but I still love it. And you know why? Because they're all tsunderes. I mean, each has tsundere traits. And they're beautiful. And they're cute. And their interactions are cute. And Nico should have been taller. And they're tomboys. And it's got an interesting premise. And it makes me feel good. And I am lonely. So what was this about? A boy with no talents moves in with the Mikadonos, 3 sisters who are prodigies in their respective fields, because their dad wanted him there. He's kinda mending their relationship and making them be a happy family, all 4 of them. Say it with me everyone, harem, 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 harem. Writing. Slips into typical romance, might be dragging things on for a while. The girls fall for him early on, but they are somewhat tsunderes. Nico is more so the only textbook tsundere, so who knows how long this can go for. It can be oh so long before anything happens, but hey, I'm enjoying the dynamic. I don't mind it, however long it takes. Though, 6.5. Soundtrack. The happy type. Is not doing the best these days, but the whole show is cutesy and happy, so it's fine. The usage is okay and so are the tracks. 7. Animation. Took me by surprise, honestly I didn't expect much. For romance is not bad at all. 7.5. What's really good is stills. I love them. Decent detail, backgrounds are a bit over the place, sometimes they look good, sometimes not so much. Our main cast is pretty, and they get plenty of zoom-in shots where their beauty shines. 8.5. Uniqueness. 5. Still a pretty classic romance, can't give it many points here. Total score is 6.95. I think I made my stance clear on this one, of course I'm giving it a 10. And after the season ends, or just after this video comes out, I'll go read the manga. Apocalypse Bringer, Mynoghra, Mynoghra? How? What? Apocalypse Bringer. I read the manga for this one, to be honest it's nothing special, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. A kingdom building or strategy anime with video game aspects and a hot girl, and as we know, silver-haired heroines are the best. I hope we get into some finicky stuff because, as it stands, this series is lacking in its unique factor a bit. Writing. Comprehensive progression, albeit fast-paced a bit. I don't have much recollection of the manga, but I don't think the systems were really explained there either. A bit of a downside there. Up until now, none of the characters really stand out in any way aside from Atto. Ero. That name. I'd like more development there. 6.5. Soundtrack. Mid, in the sense that it has nothing going on for it. It is sometimes there, you can't even hear it. 4. Animation. Really basic. 5. Stills. Boring art style, average shading, reminds me of older anime. 6. Uniqueness. 6.5. Total score is 5.38. I can't say I enjoy it, but I like watching adaptations for things I've read, and probably waste 4 hours of my lifetime. 5. Nyaight of the Living Cat. The award for the weirdest anime I have seen in summer 2025 goes to Nyaight of the Living Cat, but that doesn't say much. They're showing that weird. Okay, maybe Panty Stocking should get that. We got a zombie apocalypse, but instead of zombies we have cats. Our protagonist Kunagi is a cat lover and cat expert. His whole thing is that he knows everything about cats. I mean, everything. Everybody in this world is a cat lover and can bring themselves to hurt the cats. This is a very bland premise, but the show is satire and makes fun of itself constantly. I've only watched 3 episodes, so my rating won't be the best. I can't help but feel like I dropped it right before it struck gold. Writing. God fucking damn comedy shows. How the fuck am I supposed to rate this? Like, nothing about it is good, but it's comedy and haha. You're not supposed to take it seriously. The comedy ain't that good. It's all cat puns. I should have made some cat puns. And oh, the cat is cute. Hell. Oh no! Gets kinda repetitive. Putting that aside, it's still kinda bad. It started its first episode with a segment from the future, and that really got on my nerves, cause 3 episodes in and you still haven't gotten to the point. Bro, like, yeah, you know, there's some relatively big spoilers in there. When are you getting there? I don't even know if they got there yet. 6. Soundtrack. Captures the atmosphere well when needed and adds to the comedic effect. 8. Animation. Surprisingly unsurprising, the animation is better than Shield Hero, and it needed that since this is apparently an action show. Also, groups of cats are CG. Gets a 7. Stills. Honestly kinda shit. I don't like how they look at all. They're not absolutely terrible, maybe they're barely passable. 5. Uniqueness. The cats are unique. 7. The total score is 6.8. Personally, I still think that this can be funny and a hidden gem. For some people, it did not feel me enough to like it. 4.5. So that was the video. On screen right now you have some graphs for the average scores of each category and them compared to the last seasons. So how was the video? Was it good? As I said, I changed things up again. This time I talked about each anime less, because last season, when I made the shorts, I saw that each segment was like 3 minutes long, or 2-something minutes long, and that doesn't really do that good for shorts, especially because you can't post more than 3 minutes on shorts. So I said, let me make everything shorter, more condensed, maybe deliver it better. I like the way I did it before, because now I had to not say some things that I thought, because it made the segment long, but I guess this works too. We're already like 7 weeks into the season and the video is coming out now, which is earlier than I did it before, but before I watched all the episodes for the anime and I only watched 6. This is fucking late still. I think it'd be better if the video came out like 7-8 weeks in, but I just finished watching things like last week and there were 15 anime and that takes quite some time, you know. Sorry for that, but I'm not really that sorry. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, dislike if you didn't. Tell me in the comments if I fucked up anything. I'll go back to thinking about my life and I hope to see you in another video maybe. Bye bye.